Shawn Porter here. Showtime, Shawn Porter. You're looking at Pep Talk. God bless y'all.
Love ya, man. Love ya.
Pep Talk UK.
It's time!
Everyone talk good game, but it don't really faze me. The man that ain't mad like Max, the boy not murky like Ace B. And them gal whoppers lying on the back balling like a baby.
It's Frankie B. Swear down, gonna go insane on these brothers. Welcome to the Pep Talk UK Sports Podcast, the podcast that talks the major boxing and football news from around the globe, real points of view, from a real panel. Hashtag real talk on Pep Talk. Hashtag Pep Talk boys. Oi oi. Please subscribe to Pep Talk UK on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share and comment. I'm your host Frankie B, and I'm joined by a sick panel. First, I'd like to welcome from the capital city of France, Paris, Pascal. How are ya?
Et voilà, je suis de retour. Pascal est là. Bonsoir, Frankie B. Bonjour, mes amis.
Yeah, it's been kind of warm in the UK, man. It's been a better day. It's been a bad week overall.
Frankie, you know, in the street of Paris, women are walking topless. So that's why I have an extra, chirp, step in my spring, in my feet, as they say, and it's just ridiculous. So I love them.
So what's the reaction? Obviously, we've had some bad news over here about the events in Manchester. What's the reaction over in France?
You know, Frankie B, is for us, he just reminded us of our very young problems that we had in Paris last year, if you remember.
Yes.
And we certainly feel very much the pain and the sorrow that the people of Manchester and the people of England are going through. So, on behalf of La France and everybody in England, that we are very much, we think about all of you.
Yes. It has been a very sad week. Pascal, we're going to keep it moving. Do you want to shout out your social media?
Is Pascal_Desad at Twitter, Pascal_Desad at Instagram. Continue to follow me and continue to send me sexy messages. Merci.
You heard him, man. Now I'd like to welcome back a man that sprays bars like it's nothing. Grime artist Nike from the duo Nicky S and Nike. What's going on, Nike?
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm all good, bro. What's been happening, man? What's going on in the music?
A lot of studio work, man. About to drop a big project. We've got an EP dropping soon. Watch out for that. We've got a follow-up to our big Scar project that we dropped back on the day in Channel U. We've got a couple of late bangers we're dropping as well. A lot of collaborations going on in the studio, but I'd rather just drop it and show you guys rather than talk about it. But yeah, there's a lot going on.
Okay. And what about Nicky S? Is he cool too?
Yeah, Nick's cool, man. Nick's cool, but he's not obviously he's not a blue like me, so
Chelsea, man. You guys were lucky though, innit, to win the title, innit?
Yeah, lucky, boy. 30 wins. We were definitely lucky. We were lucky, breaking more records. We were so lucky, man.
Oh man. Hey, Nike. You got a couple bars off the dome.
Last time I wrote you a freestyle. I'll tell you what, by the end of the show, I'll have a few bars for you. By the end of the show, I'm gonna see how the show goes, and I might be inspired.
Okay. Well, speaking of inspiration, actually, before we move on, you want to shout out your social media?
Yeah, go on, man. I mean, deal with the Instagram. It's Nicky NIKI_S_Nike NYKE. Catch us with a Facebook fan page with the same name, Nicky S and Nike.
Yeah, it's nothing. Nicky S and Nike. Right, finally, we're going to talk about Arsenal versus Chelsea a little bit later. but we need some proper representation.
Save the best for last.
I had to call the big man. You do it, man. Introduce yourself, man. No long thing.
The heavy D's and booming in the house. Boom. Boom. You know what time it is.
What's going on, man?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good, man. I'm just getting ready for Saturday, innit? Saturday's the big day. We got the chavs, at Wembley, and we're just gonna see how it pans out. It's all or nothing games. I mean, we got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing season though for Arsenal. Let's be real. Terrible season, man. So disappointing. Do you know what? It's like I've stopped going because of it. You know what I mean? It's like it's seriously.
Big statement.
It's a big. It is what it. You know what it is. It all started from when everyone's fighting each other and Wenger in and Wenger out and all this stuff and all this rubbish and all this and you know what, man? The atmosphere's toxic and that's not what football's all about, man. You don't go football for that. You're supposed to go football to enjoy yourself and whatever. And if you lose, you lose. But you don't like. You know what I mean? I don't like all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Cronkey ain't gonna sell up though, is he? Do you know what I mean? He's making money. Why would he sell something that's making money? He's a businessman. You know what? And the thing about it is, you know what? He just doesn't care about it. He don't care about the club. He don't care about the fans. He don't care about no one else. All he's cared about is his bank balance and his balance sheets.
You want to shout out your social media, Heavy D?
Yes, on my Twitter, @Heavy D. Yeah, you can reach out to me on my Insta, and that's Heavy D Boom.
Yeah, boom.
Boom,
right.
Boom they are.
Right, before we move on, we need to give our thoughts to those young lives that passed away in the attacks in Manchester. Let's have a quick moment of silence. Right, guys, after me, we're going to chant for Manchester, 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 Manchester,
Manchester,
Manchester.
Manchester.
Brilliant. Right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents, attention please for the fight fans locked in. Attention please for the football fans locked in. Now it's time for some real talk on Pep Talk. Let's go. So we start with the boxing. And at the Copper Box Arena last weekend, Gervonta Tank Davis dispatched of Liam Walsh inside 3 rounds to retain his IBF super featherweight title. He ain't playing, it's strap season. Now Pascal,
Jeez!
There's been a lot of hype about the young bull. There's been a lot of talk in the media and the streets about Tank.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying Tank is the future of TMT and boxing. Now, how impressed were you with Gervonta Davis's 3rd round stoppage?
Very, very impressed. Very impressed. To be honest, I was a bit disappointed because I felt that the referee stopped the fight a little bit early. I know that, you have to protect the boxers and there's been quite a few horrific injuries over the last few years. But I felt that Liam Walsh could have given it maybe another go, just a little bit. But, let's not take any credit from Le Tank, as we call it in Paris, Le Tank, Gervonta Davis. Superb display, superb composure. I love the Michael Jackson jacket that he wore as well on the ring entrance. He was superb. Very, very smooth, very smooth. Of course. I mean, that dispatch was very good. I mean, look, we're going to give the Americans some credit because we always laugh at them for not having a passport and live in their country. But, for a young Gervonta Davis to come and defend his title in Great Britain, where they produce very, very good fighters over here, also the atmosphere was very hostile because I know that he was overweight. So he was called a fat bastard quite a lot during the.
When you land in the UK, you got to try the fish and chips, mate. I think it was the fish and chips.
I will try, of course. I think that Gervonta had a couple of that, with a good pint of Strongbow. But look, it's very impressive though that he's managed to to fight in the UK and to defend this title very well. I think, as I said before, you guys are very lucky to have these good fighters coming across the pond, and the talent in England can actually draw that kind of attention. And for me, at the moment, he's the best. He's the best fighter. In his division. I believe that the accolade to be given the powerful pan is still very much a long way away. There are better fighters there's Andre Ward, there's Lomachenko, there's Guillermo Rigondeaux, there's a few more that I believe.
Crawford.
Of course, Terence Crawford, there's so many. And, I believe that it's a big problem for Gervonta to be associated with Floyd Mayweather in the way that Floyd Mayweather has been, almost promoting Gervonta. He's not been the quiet promoter. He's been the very
He's been winding people up.
Very vocal, very vocal.
It's been very difficult to tell the difference between who was fighting, whether it was Floyd or whether it was...
Exactly.
You know what, Pascal? They were mocking TWT. They were like, well, what?
Yeah, I saw that. The wannabe
TWT, what's TWT?
The Walsh team.
The Walsh team.
The wannabe team.
But shout out to the Walsh team. They did their thing as well.
They were rocking.
But hey, look, Gervonta is certainly here to stay. But he's got bigger problems. They're talking about matching him with, possibly Lomachenko, and I think that'll be a cracking fight. But my money is on Loma High Tech. The boy is a boy wonder in my eyes. He's Flash Gordon, and he's just a very good boxer. But let's not take any credit from Gervonta. I think he boxed a very good fight. He's certainly the southpaw position troubled Liam Walsh. Liam was certainly the much taller fighter. I didn't think that Walsh applied himself very early on.
He should have used his jab a bit more and used the reach, innit?
He should have, absolument, Frankie B. I felt that Liam was a bit too tentative in his approach. And look, it's a world title fight. You fight in Great Britain. Just take it to him, take it to him and go out on your sword. I felt that he was a bit too tentative. He didn't use his body advantage very well because Gervonta was the smaller fighters out of the two. But Gervonta certainly managed to close the distance on him very well. And the speed was a very big problem for Liam Walsh. He couldn't deal with the speed very well, and as they say, speed kills. And fortunately for the third round for him, it wasn't. The punch that ended it was a punch to the air. But in boxing, the punch to the air destabilizes your equilibrium. So it's probably
Amir Khan suffered that against Garcia.
Of course, yeah, it's a very awkward punch to take, because you're used to condition yourself to take punches to the face and to the chin, but when he's on the air, it's a bit difficult to maintain, and I think that his equilibrium, his legs were gone anyway.
And that means Pascal, them Dre Beats headphones don't work, man.
Well, yeah, they don't. The Beats certainly do, because the Beats was what Gervonta was doing. But you're right, it was unfortunate for Liam Walsh, because before that he was proving to be a decent fighter. He was very good. He's very good attack to the body, and I felt that he should have just controlled the fight with his jab very earlier on. The jab is such an important punch in boxing, and unfortunately for Liam Walsh, he didn't apply it. But hey, look, if he needs to fight another day, and I'm sure his profile has been raised a bit, and let him fight again.
Yeah. But Nike, on to you. Do you feel the stoppage was a little premature in your eyes? Do you feel that Liam Walsh could have steadied himself and kind of got back into the fight?
Do you know what? I've only seen the highlights. Pascal's done a very good job describing the whole incident. Really, look. I think Walsh was definitely distracted. I think he thought he was fighting Floyd on the night.
Yeah, understand.
Pascal, you said Walsh was the bigger guy. I think you meant taller, right? Because obviously Gervonta come in heavier.
Of course, yes, taller.
The heavier, the issue with the weight as well is dubious. There's a lot of pressure when you've got a Money Mayweather team fighter coming in overweight. At what point is too much too heavy? You know what I mean? Because then it's like, I don't want to say the word cheating, but you're bringing the weight category into disrepute. Walsh looked like mentally, I don't want to say physically, but he just looked like he wasn't at the races. He looked like he was out of his depth on the night. Whether he's out class-wise, I don't know enough about Walsh to comment on that. But obviously, the bee's knees. Floyd was backing his guy to the hole. You know what I mean? He was at the press conferences, up in everyone's face. So that's obviously what, as you said, one of their future prime fighters. You know, I mean, I think Walsh was up against it, with the exception that he had the home crowd. Apart from that, you know, he was outweighed on the night. He was outboxed on the night. He was slower on the night. So, boy, I mean, unless you're looking for him to get battered for round after round, which we've seen with other boxers, I mean, how competitive would it have been rounds 5, 6, 7 and 8? We will never know. We'll never know. So, you know what? If he was losing the fight, absolutely not, no.
But you know what, Nike? He might say, look, AJ got up from Klitschko's knockdown, you know, what about me?
But that was Groves' big defence, you know, that, I mean, if we use that as a parallel, that was a way more high stakes fight. There was a lot more big bombs thrown around in that. I mean, we're talking about a very lightweight division, right? Which is just about power. All right, pound for pound, power is still relevant, but it's more about landing, combinations and speed at that weight, right? So, I don't know, man. If he was that much slower than Floyd's guy, then really and truly, he weren't ready for the fight. Or he lost his game plan on the night.
So, in garage terms and gram terms, Gervonta Davis, he murked it. Is that right?
He duffied him.
Okay. Heavy D. Now, are we looking at potentially the next big thing in boxing if Gervonta Davis can avoid the groupies and not let the money get to his head?
You know what it is, right? You know what it is. It's all about the stable, isn't it? It's about, you know what? He's in the Mayweather team, and they're all sparring with each other. They're all world champions. They're all going to be multi-world champions. When you're sparring with that elite, you know, of course, you know, the cream's going to rise to the top. So at the end of the day, you're only as good as who you train with. So
obviously, he's mentored by, like, you know, one of the best boxers ever.
The best defensive boxer, the unbeaten. You know, the list goes on. But you know, and also he's put belief in him as well. He's backing him. So when you've got that sort of backing behind you, it makes you stand 10 feet tall. You know, you've got one of the best boxers of this generation behind you, and he's saying he believes in you. And you know, but you know what? I mean, what I did like the other night was it's the Mayweather show. Do you know what I mean? It's all about Mayweather. He's doing the same thing what Eubank Senior does.
49 times, blah blah blah. Yeah.
All this stuff, and they're all talking. They're talking about the fight, and they're talking about Conor McGregor, and it's the guy's fight. It's his night. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
you know what? That's Floyd in a nutshell. I lie. That's Floyd.
Yeah, that's Floyd. But you know what? Mourinho done that as well. Mourinho done that when he was with Chelsea. He liked to deflect it away from the players.
That's an arrogant thing. That's a bravado kind of Don King, Mourinho. I've also compared Mourinho. I've compared Jose and Floyd. Floyd is the boxing, metaphor of what Jose's Mark 1 Chelsea were.
Even in the defensive style as well.
No, that's what I say. Floyd was. If Floyd was a football team, he would have been Jose's Chelsea 05 or 6 or 7.
You know, 10 players at the back.
Hit and don't get
Part of the bus.
It was Thursday. It was Thursday did that to us. Remember, Jose coined that phrase against.
No, actually, tell a lie, Nike. Yeah, Arsenal played Man United, and Man United had 2 right backs. I swear down. They were parking the bus.
The phrase of Jose gave birth to the phrase when Tottenham turned up one time. It was Jose invented that phrase, didn't it? A lot of people forget. Yeah, Jose invented that phrase. Yeah.
Was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like, you know, I don't think they come to play football. I think they park the bus.
And park the bus.
Play, 1-0, 2-0. They don't want to play football, you know. That's funny. I love Jose. I'm not a hypocrite, but, you know, I've got a very advantageous position now where I can look in hindsight and see how Jose was. Not once, but twice. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, Jose, man.
But you know what? It does work, because what it does is it takes all the attention away from they're not under pressure. Because if all the spotlight is on, like, you know, like Jose Mourinho used to do with Chelsea.
I understand.
If all the spotlight's on Mayweather or Mourinho or
takes the pressure off
Juventus Senior, it takes all the pressure from him, because no one's looking at him. No one's questioning him or scrutinising him. So he's got more freedom. Do you know what I mean?
Frankie, Pascal, guys, can I just to take a point of what Heavy brought up there about Floyd talking about McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
At another fight, at one of these fights.
Yeah. So we all agree that's the nature of show business, right? It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But Floyd masters that kind of realm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we kind of spill onto that topic. Obviously, all the rumours go that apart from the money making sense, because it's big bucks, they're talking about a big fight. Obviously, Floyd knows that there's only one other person in world sport that can make as much trash talk noise as him, and that's Conor. So Floyd's thinking, you know what? This fight will make dough, because normally he has to talk up the fight, right? Against Hatton, against Manny, against whoever. This time, McGregor's going to be chatting more crap than Floyd.
That's true. That's
quality.
true.
He's quality.
Very true. Very true.
But the thing about it, for the boxing purists, it's a non-fight, though, isn't it? Really, because it's
any WWF event, mate.
Conor McGregor, if he was a boxer, they said that he would be like on the same level as like Sam Egerton or something like that. He wouldn't even be like a Commonwealth champion. So really and truly, from a boxing purist point of view, it's not really going to be that great of a fight, really.
It's not a boxing match. It's a showcase
exhibition.
Spectacle.
Of course, it's a circus, you know. It's a
circus.
Yes, of course.
But you're watching it, right?
I'm watching it.
But of course I will watch. I mean, we will all watch.
Everyone will watch that. Everyone will watch that. The curiosity will watch that. I think Conor McGregor should be allowed to kick. If you want to make it really fair, Conor McGregor should be allowed to kick as well. No, seriously. Because there'll be no offense. That you'll be opening it up for Conor too much. Mm-hmm. You think so?
Yeah, man. Because as soon as you open them disciplines up, Conor will eat him on toast.
Of course.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be a fair fight otherwise, because Mayweather's not even gonna. He won't lay a glove on Mayweather.
Pascal, I watched some so-called experts. I'm making inverted commas with my fingers. Yeah. I watched some so-called experts talking to Max Kellerman, and they said obviously if you landed from Mars, this fight doesn't make any sense, like what Heavy D's saying. Yeah. But the big thing is, as a lot of boxing critiques have said, Conor does drop people when he lands. Now, it's a 100-to-1 shot, but we all want to see if he gets lucky and lands. That's it. If he lands, it's lucky, but if he does land, it could be good night Floyd, because when he lands, he KOs.
Yeah, but you're talking about one of the best defensive boxers of all time.
No, I'm not saying... I said 100-to-1. I said 100-to-1, bro.
Yeah.
But when Conor McGregor lands, he uses MMA gloves as well, which is very different from gloves. And also, let's remember that, you know, Floyd fought Canelo, who I believe is a bigger puncher than Conor McGregor. He took punches from
Miguel Cotto.
He took punches from, you know, Scott De La Hoya, you know, and this goes on and on. You know, I don't believe that Conor can drop Floyd.
No, I don't. I say 100-to-1, but I take your point.
That's being generous. That's being generous.
Well, you don't know, because the fact of the matter is we don't know, because we've never seen a matchup like this before.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an experiment. We actually don't know. We all think we know, but as one of the experts said, they expect Conor to employ at least some kind of MMA style ring tactics. You know? Whatever they are. Yeah. Because it's never been done before. So
it's going to play to his strips, isn't it? He's going to play to his strips.
Well, look, we might see some... Look, if Conor's got nothing to lose and he's got all to gain for money, he might do some headbutts, you know, like accidental headbutts. There might be There might be some elbows hanging in there for the kidneys.
A few arm locks.
Yeah. You just don't. I mean, all I'm saying is, guys, we've never seen it before, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
We're all assuming Floyd walks this, and on paper, he walks it. But
He might bite his ear. Tyson Holyfield.
Now you just don't know, right? He might poke Floyd in the eye in the ground.
But you know what? Sport is littered with upsets. Sport is full of upsets. So you're right. Anything can happen.
That's what. So when you said 100 to 1's generous, I don't really think it is, because look at Bellew-Hay. Look at Bellew-Hay.
Yeah.
We were all so
No one gave Bellew a chance, did they? No one gave him a chance. Yeah.
There's a big difference.
I backed Bellew round 10, 11 and 12. I was pissed it didn't go one more round, because I would have had 150 to 1.
But that was a big difference. I mean, Bellew is a boxer, he is a boxer. We're talking about MMA fighter in McGregor. You know, that's possibly the best defensive fighter in the history of the sport. You know, I agree with what you said, Nike. I believe that Floyd Mayweather is just raping the public, cutting the public out of $400 million.
Easy money.
Thanking, you know.
Easy money.
It's very easy money. It is, I mean, you know, the Pacquiao fight was a much more dangerous fight, you know, and
more to lose.
He had a lot more to lose, you know, and is Conor McGregor more talented than Manny Pacquiao? Does Conor McGregor harder than Manny Pacquiao? I do not think so. You know, I do not even think that Floyd wants to fight Pacquiao again, you know.
Even Ricky Hatton, you know, you can't bang like Ricky Hatton.
Of course. I mean, look, but he will make the money that he's supposed to make.
Ricky Hatton was a big puncher, though, you know.
I'm telling you, man. Cold bang bang.
He's a hit bang in his ribs, and he ran out by hitting him in his ribs. That was a big puncher, man.
Hey guys, speaking of big fights, we've got to move on. Now, looking ahead, it's the big one this weekend. It's our kid. He told Eddie to make the fight Eddie. Kell Brook makes his defense of his IBF welterweight title against Errol Spence. Now, Pascal,
big fight.
It's here. The chocolate brownies have been in the oven, and they're almost ready to be served. But will they be served on Errol Spence?
Frankie B, look, you know, I'm there. I've been,
chocolate
you know,
brownies.
I've been,
Where'd that phrase come from? I've heard that phrase before. Where'd that phrase come from?
Kell, you know, Kell. Yeah, he said it.
What he said? What did he say? I missed that one. What did he say? He said something about chocolate brownies are in the oven. I missed it, man. I missed it.
Basically, during the first press conference when the fight was announced, he told Errol Spence that he's got to look out for his chocolate brownies. He tries two-fist, mate.
Ah, gotcha.
But he said it in a different accent to me. He said chocolate brownies.
Chocolate brownies. Yeah.
Look, Frankie, you know, for me, I've got nothing against Errol Spence as a person. He seems like a very good individual, a gentleman. But the Americans, you know, sometimes they seem to really annoy me, you know. And everybody in America is writing off Kell Brook. And they almost jumping on the bandwagon of Errol Spence because Floyd says he's the next best thing is boxing.
All the Americans say that. He's the big American hope at the moment.
He certainly is because, you know, the Americans are looking for a Floyd replacement, you know, and they just want that person to replace him straight away, you know. And look, Errol Spence is a good fighter and he has dispatches of opponents in very spectacular fashion. The knockout against Leonard Bundu was spectacular. The knockout against Chris Algieri was spectacular. And, you know, he was a very decisive knockout. They said he's a very good fighter. You know, Anthony Yard of England also said that he trains very hard. But, you know, let's not...
Anthony Yard, call me a Yardie.
Of course, but let's not jump 2 weight divisions to fight, you know, the man that is Triple G. And he held his own.
That takes bollocks, though. That takes a lot of bollocks,
he's a very brave man.
Absolutely.
No one was ducking him. No one else was doing that.
Floyd don't even want him.
Floyd
don't even want GGG.
He will never do that. Floyd will never do that because Floyd always makes sure he has the advantage in whenever he goes. You know, he tries to manipulate the situation to the best of his ability. Kell Brook is a typical, you know, Sheffield boy who doesn't care. He will fight whoever.
Anyone.
You know, he Wasn't it Kell Brook that got stabbed, you know, in some island somewhere, and he decided to come back and fight? I mean, the boy, he's Tenerife. So the man is ready to fight. He's ready to train a ring, you know. And Errol Spence has no idea what he signed up to. You know, he just believes that he can just come.
You think?
I believe he's going to lose.
You think Errol Spence is going to lose?
Errol Spence is going to lose, man. He's going to lose.
You know, Frankie B.
He doesn't know what.
I would love to.
I'm gonna make that unanimous.
I agree. I'm
gonna agree with that.
Listen, Errol Spence doesn't know what he's got himself into. Seriously, man.
But Nike,
he's got no idea.
But over to
He's got no idea. He's got no idea. Until fight night, he's got no idea. He's laughing and smiling and joking. He's got no idea, man. Kell Brook's a warrior, man. Kell Brook's going to take it. He's going to take him to the trenches, man. Seriously.
But Nike, do you think Kell Brook's previous eye injury will affect his performance on the night? Because he's surely going to have to be conscious of the fact that...
Do you know what? That was a school... My friend who's a boxer said that was a bit mad that he exposed that so early in his career still. Because he's still got... I mean, look, he could still have another 5 or 10 fights, right? Or even on the conservative side, he might have 3 or 4 fights. Big fights, title fights, money fights. Why would he expose such a blatant flaw? Like, I mean, there was no... You know, as Heavy said, man, he's a warrior. There was no shame in losing to Triple G.
No way.
You know, that far up his weight class. So why expose your frailties for your future opponents? I don't know, man. Do you know what I always thought as well?
Sugar Ray did, though. Sugar Ray did. Sugar Ray Leonard did. And then he came back and beat Hagler. So...
Sugar Ray Leonard was one of the top 5 ever, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
top
true.
5 ever. Do you know what? I mean... First of all, I'll answer your question, Frankie. I don't think it makes a big difference because now Kell is the bigger guy, yeah? So Kell's back doing what he does best at the weight division that made him, right? Where he's a monster. He's hungry. I think he made his money against GGG. Obviously, he got a bit of a beating, a bit of a pounding, but I think he's back doing what he does. And to be honest, I agree with the guys. I don't think, from what I've heard and seen at the minute, I don't think Spence is quite on that level.
Do you think like Errol Spence will employ the tactics to target that injured eye that Kell Brook had against Triple G?
The question is, to do that, as Pascal mentioned earlier, the most important tool in boxing is the jab. So if he's going to do that, that's the only thing he could do that, right? He can hook or he can jab it, right? Now, if he really is just going to go for like a one-dimensional tactic like that, surely he's going to leave himself open to be closer to Kell, and he's going to get hurt. So, what are you saying? He's going to do a Floyd and dance around the ring and keep trying to jab his eye? I mean,
some people when they've suffered a previous injury, they're always conscious of it. So if he starts to target that injury, Kell Brook might affect his performance.
Like a footballer who's been injured badly pulls out in the 50-50s.
Yeah, like you remember when Perez came back. When Perez came back, he wasn't the same player. You know that, Pascal.
I remember. I remember. Look, I mean, but I do not. I mean, look, we know that Errol Spence has knocked opponents before. But does he have the power of Triple G? I mean, I saw the open workout, and maybe Errol Spence was holding back some power, but for me,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know where you're going with this.
It's not very much the same bang as Triple G would when he hits the pads or when Triple G hits your face.
No one is.
So I think that Kell Brook, will hold his own against Errol Spence. But to be honest with you, on the night, I think they will both be quite big. Because they both struggle to make the welterweight. Let's not kid ourselves. Errol Spence is a very big welterweight himself, and he has to come down quite considerably also, to adapt to the weight. So, what I've seen of Errol Spence is that if Errol Spence starts early and if he starts quite aggressively, he has a chance to win the fight. So it will be up to Kell Brook to control the fight from the very beginning. You'll have to make sure that Kell Brook has a way of leading against his shots, where he's very good at planting his feet and planting the shot very well. And he's got to have to make sure that Errol Spence respects his power, So we expect to see the following, expect to see a lot of body work, because Errol Spence realizes that Kell Brook has come down to weight division to meet him at the welterweight. So when you are losing so much weight, your body tends, if your body is not adjusted to it, well, that's the concern, because and if that's the case, you know, the game for Errol Spence is to hit the body and is to invest in the body early and then try to take him out towards the later rounds, you know, depending on the fitness. But, you know, Brook is a very fit welterweight, but Brook doesn't always move around very well on his feet. You know, he likes to fight and stand there. For Kell Brook, for me, is to control the fight. You know, he's going to have to control the fight, and he has to make sure that Errol Spence feels his power and understands that, look, if I get caught, you know, there's a chance that Brook can put me on my ass. So it's going to be a very interesting fight. I believe, gentlemen, that we're going to see one of the best fights of the year, because we have we have very equally talented opponents, very young fighters. Kell Brook is still the older fighter with more experience, but we have a young lion in Errol Spence who's got something to prove, and he has America who's going to be watching his progress very closely, and also he has his peers, you know, Shawn Porter will be there, Floyd Mayweather watching.
Shout out Shawn Porter for bigging up Pep Talk.
Oh, bien sûr. But, you know, Frankie, the pressure is on Errol Spence, it's not on Kell Brook. The pressure is on Errol Spence, you know, so I think that Kell Brook should just relax, you know, and do his boxing and box him, you know. I cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic.
Massive fight.
Hey, Heavy D, so you're tipping Kell Brook? You're tipping the chocolate brownies to prevail?
Kell Brook all the way. All the way, man. All the way. Seriously, man. Seriously, I mean, like, Kell Brook's experience, he's been there, he's had massive fights before, he's been the distance. You know what I mean? He's had proper battles in the ring. Do you know what I mean? All the way, man. Seriously, Kell Brook's come back from adversity. Kell Brook's come back from as you said, his career threatening life injury and stuff like that, and GGG and you know what? The man's got bounce back ability. He comes back, man. He comes back, and you know what I mean? He's got more character. And I think he's got more experience, and I think he's gonna
heavy prediction. How's he gonna win it?
But I'm saying I'm going for 8. I'm going for 8 round stoppage. That's what I'm going with. 8 rounds.
8 rounds.
Seriously, Kell Brook 8th round stoppage. You heard
I'm saying he takes care of him in 10. I'm saying he takes care of him in 10.
10, yeah. What, Kell Brook?
Yeah.
8,
yeah.
That's fair.
Well, either way, the fight's going to have us glued to our seats, and it should be a corker.
It's a massive fight, man. Massive fight.
Now it's interview time. Our boxing correspondent Shaz caught up with a WBC silver super lightweight champion, Ohara Davies, who's just been announced to be fighting Josh Kelly in a mouth-watering bout on July the 8th.
Pep Talk UK are joined by a lad whose career I've seen develop. From the days I see him at the O2, York Hall, I was there next to him when he became English champion, when he won his WBC Silver Championship. He's a young lad I've got a lot of respect for. His name is Mr. Ohara Davies. How you doing, Ohara?
I'm doing good. I'm just here to enjoy the boxing show, you know. I'm back in camp myself, just been trying to get myself fit again and ready for my return to the boxing ring. But, you know, I got a bit of free time, so I thought, why not come up here and enjoy the show.
You got a wicked nickname, Two Tanks. Where did that come from?
My nickname Two Tanks came from, it's a name that actually came from my old boxing coach. I think we was out one time in the Greenwich Hills, up and down in the hills, and I remember getting so tired, and then all of a sudden I had another burst of energy, and he said, from now on we're going to call you Two Tanks, because once you get tired, you've got another tank of energy, a reserve tank.
Of all the boxers I know, you're probably one to watch. You're not only a prospect, you're accomplishing things. 2017, where do you want to be at the end of it?
Well, I want to be 2017. I want to be sat down in a nice car with a nice gold chain, a gold watch, Tom Ford glasses, the most expensive perfume, and enjoying life. That's where I see myself at the end of 2017.
And what about in the ring?
Oh, in the ring? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea where I'll be in the ring. Hopefully I'll win my next 2 fights I have this year.
Well, I was with you at an event where Mr. Floyd Mayweather was there. You gave him a bit of your mind, didn't you? What did you say to him?
I just basically let him know what I think about what he said, and you can do nothing but respect me for that. You know, a lot of people wouldn't have gone up to him and let him know how they feel, but you know, it don't matter who you are. A few years ago, when I was a massive boxing fan, yeah, but now I don't think I'm a boxing fan anymore. So to me, he just floored. So I just went up to him and told him what I said. And that was it. You know, so if he comes here today and he sees me, just walk past me, I walk past him. He minds his business, I mind mine. You know, I've got a fight coming up soon. He's got his guy on fighting on this weekend, so you know, he's not really on my mind.
In terms of your training regime, what are you doing for training at the moment?
Sparring this morning. I sparred 10 rounds this morning. Tomorrow we got hill sprints. You know, we run a lot and we spar. We focus on our technique, our technical workouts, and you know, we do our thing. We do a lot of secret training, which I won't let the world know. Otherwise, they might know how to be as good as I am. But as long as I keep these secrets, they won't ever be as good as me.
I think they'll struggle to be as good as you, because you've got power in both hands. You can take a punch, you can move. You got it all, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've got it all. I'm the full package. I'm a sharp fighter. These fighters haven't got what I got. Then again, if I let them know how I do it, if I let them know all my secrets, they'll be as good as me. They might be almost as good as me. So,
in terms of the life of a boxer, what's the one thing you love about it and what's the one thing you hate about it?
The one thing I love about it is interviews. When someone puts a camera in my face that goes on YouTube and gets thousands of views, I love that. And I love the part when I'm able to, when after my fight I get paid and I can go and get a new car. I think that's my favourite part about boxing.
And anything you hate about being a boxer?
Anything I hate about being a boxer? Training camps. I don't like having to get up early and run those hills, and that's the worst. The early mornings running, even if it's cold, we still got to run. I think that's the worst part. You know, I just like a comfortable life. I want to be able to get up when I want to get up, run how far I want to run, eat what I want to eat. I don't want to come out of my comfort zone, but with this life I'm in, I'm coming out of my comfort zone every single day, and that's the worst part.
I've been watching you on social media. I know you personally, so I get to see what you're up to. You are disciplined as an athlete, I must say. So as much as you like your sweeties once in a while, you do when it comes to camp life. Hard work and dedication, I believe.
Exactly. I've got Winnie's meals that sort out all my nutrition for my fight. So to be honest, I don't even know what I'm going to eat sometimes in the morning. You know, it's just all in my fridge. I go to the fridge, I see what I've been given, and I eat that, and their food's so nice. I feel like that's the good thing about my diet, because with my diet, with all their meals, they taste so good. So sometimes as I'm eating the meals, I forget that I'm actually on a diet. And then I want to have another meal, but then I'm like, I've got to calm down a bit. I can't eat too much.
When you went up to Liverpool on the Hey Bellew undercard of pressers, you were getting heckled. But looking at your interaction on social media now, you look like you've picked up a lot of Scouser fans.
Exactly.
Is it the respect element? What is it?
Now they, you know, I fought their fight and I won. But after the fight, I was so respectful to him that they can do nothing but respect me for that. You know, I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't arrogant. I showed them nothing but respect. So they got to respect me for that.
Odie, Mr. Two Tanks, Mr. Ohara Davies, we love watching you in action. Pep Talk UK, we're following your career all the way to the top.
Thank you.
Enough respect for today. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Sterling work. Nice to hear from Ohara Davies. Fresh of getting the W against Andre Berto, Shaz bumped into Shawn Porter at the DeONTAY Davis versus Liam Walsh card. Let's listen to Showtime Shawn Porter.
Pep Talk UK are joined by a guy I got a lot of time for, a lot of respect for, and to be honest, that respect's grown today for me, because every person that's come up to him wanting a photo, he's given them time, and his name is Mr. Shawn Porter. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, Pep? How you doing?
How is life? How is the UK treating you?
UK's been fun so far. We've been here a few hours now, and everybody seems to want to reach out to me, which is pretty fun and pretty humbling at the same time.
Now, give us a breakdown of what you saw tonight in terms of your man, Jermaine Davis.
Tonight I saw wow. I saw Jermaine Davis in his young career come out and be patient, have some fun, which is hard to do in this boxing game, and ultimately put his fighter on the floor, and he didn't stop. He saw what he needed to see, and he went after it. Heavy left hand to the head was what took him out. I thought he did a fantastic job tonight.
Anything else or anyone else impressed you tonight?
Not that I've seen. We didn't see much of the fights. We were having fun with the fans, and that was the most of the night. We were able to sit down for that one. I also got to see Yardy. I thought Yardy did a good job as well.
He's a good, strong lad, isn't he?
He's strong.
They call him the Beast. He's already fought on the Canelo undercard. He's a good little fighter, that man.
He's definitely strong, that's for sure.
Guys in the US best watch out for him. What do you reckon?
I'm sorry?
The guys in the US best watch out for Anthony Yard if he's coming that way in time. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's all you guys are worthy to come over to the States and perform. It's just a matter of being able to get over there and do it.
And when are we gonna see you fight here in the UK?
I would love to, man. Especially coming over here today. I pretty much found out what I already knew is, that I got a lot of fans over here. That's pretty fun. But I would love to come over here and perform, man. You guys fill the stadium up, and you guys rock out. I love it. Love to come over here. No matter of time.
I'll be honest, it come somewhat as a surprise that you were here. We weren't expecting you. Otherwise, I reckon there would have been a red carpet out for you, sir.
Yeah, I imagine it would have been too. I like to be under the radar. I like to fly under the radar. So this was perfect for me.
I'll be honest, you were walking around, you were meeting, greeting fans. You had a trail of UK boxers following you. There was like 5 of them around you.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I hope these guys they see something that they like in me, and they're able to learn from me and go on and have good careers. I hope that when they look at me, they just know that it can be done. A lot of times it may not go your way, but as long as you're in there still fighting and going after it, you'll be a champion. So I hope these guys they see that from me, and they go after what they want.
And what's next for you, sir?
I'm waiting to find out. Right now, we don't really know. Right now, we're just trying to be boxing fans and enjoy it.
Well, sir, we at Pep Talk UK are watching you. We got a lot of time for you.
Yeah.
We respect you.
Yeah.
And just bring on the showtime.
You got it, man. Showtime is in the building. God bless you.
Lovely, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
respect
man.
to you.
Thank you, Pep.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaz. Cracking stuff. Finally, we have a special football interview. At the First Direct Arena in Leeds last weekend, I caught up with the former Leeds United player, Jermaine Beckford, who talks life after playing in the Premiership and his connection with boxing.
Pep Talk UK, Frankie B, and I'm joined by some Leeds royalty, former Premiership footballer, Jermaine Beckford. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, very well.
So Jermaine, what are you up to these days?
Still playing football, still enjoying life, still a massive Leeds fan.
Okay, are you getting a bit into coaching or as well? Are you trying to get a coaching badge?
I am indeed. One thing I've learned about football is it doesn't last forever, and that's that's one of the most unfortunate things about it. But there are ways that you can prolong your time in the football arena, and that's by teaching people everything that you've learned along your way, along your journey. And coaching is the next step for me, I think.
What about boxing? You seem to be a big boxing fan.
Yeah, I'm a TV boxer, so I like watching it from TV, thinking I could do that, until you get into the arena itself and step in the ring and see that it's two warriors, two gladiators that go to war, and that's. I'm quick, but I'm not that quick. So I'll do my stuff on the pitch.
It's all about scoring goals. So what's the connection with Josh Warrington? Is it the Leeds connection when you used to play for Leeds?
It is. I'm a massive Josh fan, and he's a fan of mine as well. So naturally the two paths are going to cross, and for me to be able to be part of Josh defending his title and just watching him firsthand is, for me, it's humbling,
Can you explain your journey, like starting from like the grassroots and making it to the Premiership? That's like massive.
It's. I'll be honest with you. Every day I wake up, I feel like it's a dream, and I'm going to wake up any moment, and somebody's going to tell me, look, this everything that you thought happened hasn't happened. Every day I wake up, and I'm in awe of where I am and the things that I've been able to achieve, and I genuinely can't believe that I've had the career that I've had, and it's something that I will forever take for granted, never take for granted, and just be humble every day.
Like any words of advice for any young players coming to the game?
Yeah.
Earning lots of money?
I would say enjoy it every day, because you never know when it's your last. If you enjoy it, the more you enjoy it, the better you'll do. When people watch you and you look like you're having fun and you look like you're enjoying yourself, but you're doing the right things, the right people will start to pay attention, and you never know where you'll end up.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Jermaine Beckford. Right, now it's football time. And love it or hate it, the dog is on top. Mourinho has picked up yet another trophy. The Nike.
Yo.
Your old manager just keeps picking up silverware, mate.
Yeah, but he keeps picking up the kind of B-rate silverware. Like Carling Cup's the B-rate FA Cup, and the Europa League the B-rate Champions League, right?
Well, he's building. He's gone into a dead team, and he's starting to,
Well, for the most expensive player in the world, I'd hope you're building.
But he has improved them from the David Moyes days. Let's be honest.
Well, let's it wasn't hard, was it? That's what I'm going to say. It wasn't hard, was it?
Yeah.
Couldn't get any worse. I mean, they went on the most unspectacular, unbeaten run in Premier League history. They started in 6 and finished in 6.
Mm-hmm.
So work that one.
They love that number 6.
Yeah.
But no, look, like on the real, Mourinho looks like he's sorted them out defensively, and it looks like once he gets the attack firing, it looks like they're going to be a threat for the Premiership. I've got to be real about that.
Frankie, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to make a prediction next year for Man United?
Look, they're going to be in the mix.
I think Man United have got a good chance to win the league next season.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Talk of Griezmann being wrapped up. Griezmann possibly coming to United.
Listen, Griezmann, it don't make no difference. They had Di Maria, who was the Griezmann 3 years ago. They had Falcao, who was one of the greatest strikers in the world, albeit back from injury. They've had Pogba. They broke records left, right, and centre. This Galactico signings ain't working for them. Zlatan was a parachute signing to kind of buffer the pressure on Pogba, etc., and Mkhitaryan, and we all know that although Zlatan's goals helped them, it also hindered them. Very similar to how the disruptive signings of like Carlos Tevez and Mascherano helped, but also hindered West Ham in that first years ago. Because a lot of West Ham fans will tell you that signing them on deadline day destabilised their season from the get-go. So, I don't care who they're bringing in. I think Jose's best days are behind him. I'm not saying it because I'm a Chelsea fan. I witnessed it myself when he came back. I honestly think Jose's best days are behind him. He's still an A-grade manager, but he's not the A-star manager anymore. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It's all about Conte, yeah?
Not only Conte, no. I think Koeman's stock's rising. To be honest with you,
Allegri is a boss, though. Allegri is a boss.
Well, look, we're talking about Premier League. I mean, let's keep it within the Prem, yeah? I mean, there were some good managers, but Pep and Jose both have a lot to live up to after this season.
Especially Pep. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, I mean, look, I predicted Pep. I predicted that Man City wouldn't do it. I'm actually going to predict that United don't do it again next year. I'm going to predict that United will come higher than 3rd next year. There's too many gaps still before. The team is not great. And no matter how many signings you make, we all know Jose likes a small, tight-knit, intimate group, right? So they better start signing them players this week. Because if Jose doesn't get a full pre-season as we saw last year, look what happens.
Yeah. But you know, he was saying during the interview after winning the Europa Cup that he's given his transfer list already to the chairman. The guy means business.
Well, that's what he did with Fabregas and Costa, and it worked. So yeah, that's fine. But that would be fine in a normal Premier League. But now you've got 3 or 4 or 5 competitors, not contenders, competitors. There's a difference. You know, it's like with boxing.
It's more competitive, yeah.
there could be a lot of there could be a lot of competitors. That don't mean to say that everyone's pound for pound, right? So I think Man United will be competitors, but I don't think they'll be contenders. I think everyone got overexcited this season, calling them that. I think it will be Chelsea. I think it will be City next season. For some reason, even though I think City have got bigger problems than United, I just think Pep has got more currency still backing him up, because Jose has been in the Premier League quite a lot of times. So I think Jose might, a bit like Wenger, but different in a way. I think Jose might have spent a lot of his Premier League magic already, is what I'm going to say to you. I don't think he's going to do with Man United what he did with my team over 1 or 2 spells. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. Times have changed. Times have changed. He's not the only guy with a checkbook now.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. But Heavy D, so Man United now, from winning the Europa League, they're in the Champions League. Is it kind of like a 2 fingers up to Arsene Wenger now, from Mourinho?
Do you know what it is, right? You know what it is? With Jose Mourinho, it's just he's just looking. It's a tough job he's got. It's a tough gig he's got there. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy, because you know what I mean. He's had a lot of problems at Man United with not settling in and living in the hotel and blah 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 and all this sort of stuff. And the thing about it is, you know, to get what he's got out of this season, he's won 2 trophies. Right, it might not be the greatest trophies, but at the end of the day, he's going to use that as a platform. He's got himself into Champions League. He's going to use that as a platform, because at the end of the day, he's given the return. He's given the return.
Know, the Europa Cup looks like a nice big cup to make a protein shake in.
You've been quiet, man. You've been quiet. Let's talk about Jose.
Look, like I cannot diss the UEFA Cup because Arsenal are going to be in it next season, so I have to be quite respectful. But remember that Chelsea also won that UEFA Cup, and you were still singing Champions of Europe.
Exactly.
So look, at the end of the day, it's a European trophy. It's the only trophy that Manchester United did not have in their cupboard. And you can now say that Mourinho has brought European glory to Old Trafford yet again. But I agree with you completely, I believe that, the magic of Mourinho, was with Chelsea, and he was synonymous with Chelsea, and I think that he cannot replicate what he's done with Chelsea at Manchester United. I think it's a completely different philosophy. If you speak to Manchester United fans, even in France, they're very upset that their team has become much more of a defensive team than an attacking team. It's almost unrecognizable.
2 right backs against Arsenal.
It's just unbelievable. There's not the Manchester United that we are used to, but also, the players that were both, you can argue that Mkhitaryan and Pogba scored the goals, but against a very weak Ajax, Ajax Amsterdam is a very, very young team. The average age, 2 years old. There was a 17-year-old playing, so you cannot say that they beat a Juventus or Paris Saint-Germain or a big team, But
it was like a college team, bro.
It was a very young team, but we've got to give credit to Ajax, because Ajax done very well to get to the final, and we expected Manchester United to win the game, and Mourinho is very good at winning finals. You give him a final, he's very more than likely he will win it. But I think for me, for the concern for Manchester United fans, is the legacy of football. Is that legacy of attacking football now gone, because Mourinho will certainly have changed the way that, the possessive football that they're now playing, it can be quite detrimental. I was always concerned about Pogba going to Manchester United.
So Pascal, in short, is Mourinho the new George Graham?
Perhaps, yes, of course. 1-0 to Manchester United is the song that they will start singing. Think about it this way. If Ferguson had the final yesterday, do you think that there would have been more than 2 goals? Of course. You could see the likes of Nani scoring goals, the likes of Ronaldo at the time, even the likes of Wayne Rooney. The fact that they only scored 2 goals against, a weak Ajax team. By the way, big up Sanchez of Ajax, he played superbly yesterday.
Yeah, he was very good.
He needs to come to France or to the Premier League, very good player. But you expect Manchester United to score more than 2 goals in the final. Particularly against an Ajax team that's not the best Ajax team that we've seen before. But look, Manchester United can certainly, look at this as an opportunity to buy better players, and they're also going to be playing a Super Cup against Juventus or Real Madrid. So it's still an achievement. So there could potentially be 3 trophies at the end of the season, or another trophy that they can take with them in the Champions League. So I think it's still very much positive, but I don't believe that they'll be the force in the league that they were before. I think Nike is very right.
Well, time will tell to see if Man United have made big strides moving forward. Now, domestic affairs. It's the FA Cup final this weekend. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Now, Nike.
Yo.
I know you're a Chelsea man, yeah, but objectively, who's the favourite for this final?
All right. Not only because we stomped the league, yeah. Not only because of that, us. Not only because of our recent Abramovich era record against you guys in finals. Not even just because of that. Not because of your depleted defence. Not just because of that. We're the favourites. We are the favourites by some way as well. Not in the bookies, but in the hysteria hype world. Not in my brain, but in the real world. Even if we beat 1-0, 3-0, alright, no Didier Drogba playing now, but his best impersonator, Diego Costa's playing. And no man, Hazard, Pedro on fire, Kante.
I'm telling you. And you guys are up against Mertesacker and Holding at the back, and maybe Monreal.
Well, even when we're up against your starting lineup, look what Hazard did to you guys a few months ago.
I know.
It's
that's when Coquelin did the ballet dance.
We beat you 3-0 at our place, though.
It's the best thing you ever done for us. Thank you very much.
I know, you changed the system.
Absolutely, thank you.
But hey, guess what, Nike? We changed our system now.
Yeah. Flattery.
No, we got 3 at the back.
Flattery, so Conte's flattered. Everyone's changed to a 3 at the back this year. Everyone. Jose, Koeman, Wenger, everyone's trying to 3 at the back this season. So, now, you know what, we're favourites, man, because even if we hadn't won this, and it's, say Man United or Man City had won the league, Chelsea beat Arsenal, although it's a one-off, this decade we've had you. The decade before you had us. But this decade, I don't know, man. John Terry hoodoo, Abramovich hoodoo, I don't know, but we've had you. So,
can I ask you guys to Nike? Who do you think is more under pressure out of Chelsea and Arsenal on Saturday?
Do you know what? I'll be honest, man. Chelsea are never really under pressure. My team, it's controversial to say, but since Jose's left and all the big black cloud of controversy is gone, I don't feel no pressure ever. Honestly, it was supposed to be big pressure going away to Everton because we lost the game. Look what we did. It was meant to be big pressure. And we didn't even... Batshuayi scored our championship-winning goal. That was his second start all season. Like, honestly...
Yeah, big London derby at Wembley.
I hear you, but you...
It's a different game. It's a different game. It's a one-off game, Naki.
It's a one-off game, man.
Anything can happen.
Pascal, I'm not predicting the future. All I'm saying, Chelsea have no pressure. I'll tell you the only pressure... No. I'll tell you the only pressure my team have got is that the parade got cancelled by the council on Sunday. That's the only pressure we've got. We can't even... And neither can you lot. You lot aren't going to do a parade if you win either. So, I'll be honest. I'm not being smug. I'm not being cocky. I'll be honest. If Champions League games get me scared, yeah, but an FA Cup against Arsenal, I hope it's a good game. I really do. And I think it will be a good game. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal win. But I don't really feel scared about it happening. maybe recent memory is treating me to the fact that we've had so many victories against you guys in finals. I don't know.
Pretty shocking.
But let's give Wenger some credit, because when it comes to the FA Cup, Wenger is probably one of the most successful managers in winning the FA Cup.
That's right, yeah.
So you don't beat Chelsea along the way.
He hasn't.
We've never beat Chelsea. Wenger's never knocked Chelsea out in the FA Cup winning, I believe. Never.
But Pascal, look, it's not been great for Arsenal this season. they're going into the final with a lot of injuries at the back.
Yeah.
They might need some French lasagna, mate, for the Chelsea players.
Look, listen, Frankie B. I'm good friend Heavy D.
Lasagna.
I mean, lasagna is eaten in France, of course. You know, it's Italian, but you know, we love everybody. You know, but I was more thinking of Bœuf bourguignon. Bœuf bourguignon is certainly what needs to be eaten at the moment, with some good French baguette. But look, Frankie B, Heavy D talks about pressure, but if I'm brutally honest, the pressure is with Arsene Wenger. Because perhaps the only way to appease the fans and to salvage anything that we can call this a season is for him to bring a trophy back to the Emirates Stadium.
Could you imagine if Arsenal lost this game 4-0? Could you imagine the fans? Arsene Wenger.
Oh man, against Chelsea.
That would be the icing on the cake, but also it would confirm everybody's concern that Wenger should probably, decide to leave the club. So I think for Arsene Wenger, he's probably looking at ways on how he can win this game, because winning the game on Saturday would give him a bit of pressure relief, but also we give, the board some comfort that perhaps a guy can still make it, when he matters. Because at the end of the day, the reason why the fans are very frustrated is the lack of trophies. So if we are going to be in a final, let us win the final. But we've lost the trophy before. We will certainly lost finals before against Birmingham.
League Cup.
In the League Cup, of course, and we now have to face the best team in the country on Sunday. And there's a one-off game. We don't have the best record against Chelsea, unfortunately. But it is at Wembley Stadium. It is a neutral stadium. There will be a lot of fans from both sides, egging on their teams. And it is up to Chelsea. If Chelsea decide they want to do the double and they want to do something historic, particularly Conte, I think that Conte will probably work out a strategy to frustrate Arsenal. Will Arsene Wenger play 3 at the back, as he has done from Conte? That'll be interesting to see. But if he does play the 3 at the back,
he was biting, man. That's Chelsea's formation. Let's be honest.
He's beginning to realize that maybe his tactics are a bit out of date, but Conte cannot do that. That's my concern, is that the Conte knows how to use the 3 at the back, but he also knows how to counteract it. So, I think that what Wenger
Pascal,
wait.
How will you feel if the starting lineups come out and you see Costa and Hazard starting on the bench? Will you be panicking?
Not particularly, but the squad.
That was tactical masterclass, though, right? That was a master show of tactics, right?
But the depth of Chelsea has always been big. You guys have always had a very big squad. Your depth of squad has always been very good. But your defense has also been good this season. For me, if Danny Welbeck starts, you'll have some problems because he's very good.
Danny Welbeck, yeah.
He's very good, and he's got the pace, and I don't think that Danny Gale will be able to live with him, for the full 90 minutes. So I expect Danny Welbeck to start to allow Sanchez to have a bit more movement, and the 3 at the back works better against a player like Danny that can run up and down and that can frustrate defenders. But if we play Giroud at the beginning, there's a difficulty that we may not necessarily win the game because Giroud slows the game down. So what we need to do is we need to. Chelsea are a very athletic team. They got very good players, very pacey players, very good technical players, and we certainly need to match them in that way. And the only way we can do that is by playing some very good, speedy and possession football. But look, we may well surprise Chelsea. We may well surprise them because everybody's writing off Arsenal.
Absolutely.
Heavy D, what are you saying for prediction?
Do you know what? I'm going with 2-1. I'm seriously going with 2-1. Do you know what it is?
2-1 to Arsenal or Chelsea?
2-1 Arsenal. Arsenal. Yeah, seriously, I'm going with. Do you know what? This is what I'm going to go with, right? I'm going to get very, very technical. It's going to be 1-1 at full time, and then we're going to score in extra time. Just like we've done with Man City. That's how I see it going.
But if Arsenal win 2-1, there's going to be a contract announcement right after the game, and that's going to do my
straight
head
away.
in.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be. I know.
Pascal, have the champagne ready, yeah.
The funny thing is, Arsene Wenger's tweets on draft, innit? New contract. As soon as Arsenal win the FA Cup, his tweets just on draft.
There's rumors in France that he's already signed the contract. And he's just waiting to announce it. So, as far as I'm concerned, Wenger will be there for another 2 seasons. and then he will leave. You know, I mean, remember Wenger's never really been in the UFA Cup before. He probably wants, you know, he wants to see whether, you know, in his last 20 years, whether it's a competition that he can win. You know, he wants to bring some glory to the club. So I believe that Wenger will be at the Emirates Stadium next season. A lot of us here in Paris believe that anyway.
Yeah, well, you know what? As for Arsenal fans, it's frustrating because even when we win, we're still going to lose. So because even when we win, we're gonna have Wenger for another couple of years. There's been more turmoil, more unrest, more of the same.
More banners. Yeah.
The heavy. I put it to you. What set of fans are under more pressure? Because I know the answer to that question.
You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're under a lot of pressure. Do you know what it is? Because Arsenal's like a goldfish bowl now. Whenever we lose or whenever something's going on or whatever the thing else, it's all on Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's just how it is. That's just social media for you. But I mean, at the end of the day, is yeah. I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Man. There's a lot of pressure. No, but I think, you know what I think Chelsea under more pressure, man. Seriously, because they're expected to win. You know, this thing, other, we got the best team and all this sort of stuff and the double and all this and blah 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 and all, you know what I mean? Like, Arsenal really with such a shit season, no one is expecting us to win. No one. You ask anyone on the street, do you think Arsenal's going to win? No way. No one's thinking we're going to win. No one. And I think that can actually play in our hands. That could be a good thing. Be like, all right. Whoever's doing the team talk, listen.
The only thing is Heavy D, like, Koscielny ain't playing, and the last time Koscielny weren't playing against a big team, we got murked, mate. We got destroyed. Bayern.
Someone's got to come out of the woodwork and step up and say, do you know what? I'm going to take Koscielny's place, and I know in theory it sounds good.
They're a bit soft. Can they step up? Honestly,
someone's got to come out. Listen, someone's got to come up and step up. Someone has to say, do you know what? This is a big game now. Let's do this. Look, it happens. Like, look at Coquelin last season. He stepped up out of nowhere. Look at Holden. He stepped up out of nowhere. Sometimes in these big games, you get players that come out of nowhere. Where did he come from? They just come out of nowhere and just like was Colossus. It happens. I'm praying for a miracle.
But every day my concern is that Chelsea have got the fear factor, you know, and
they are.
I think for Arsenal, it's a mental break. It's a mental breakdown in their belief, you know, because I remember a time when Chelsea was scared of playing Arsenal. They hated playing Arsenal.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
That was a long time ago, but you remember that fateful night when Wayne Bridge scored against us in the Champions League? That changed the balance of power for everything, yeah. And
that was the change of the card.
And Chelsea, you know, the problem that we are going through right now. It's what Spurs had against Arsenal, where Spurs were always under the shadow of Arsenal, and then we now are always in the shadow of Chelsea. And Arsenal players need to believe that they can beat Chelsea and they're the better team.
But we can beat them. We beat them at our place. We beat them at our place. We beat them at our place 3-0. That's what the manager's got to drum into their heads.
But is Ozil going to turn up? Heavy D, is Ozil going to turn up? Is he going to turn up?
I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. I'm hoping he does. But listen, we got to. From our point of view, we got to say to ourselves, do you know what? Forget about the bad and think about the good things. Think about the times when think about that feeling you had when we beat Chelsea at our place. Think about that good feeling you had. That feel good feeling. It was beautiful, wasn't it? That's what I'll be saying as a manager. It was great, wasn't it? To say yeah. Do you remember that feeling when we beat Chelsea? Yeah, we had the same feeling when we beat them again on Saturday.
No,
do you want it or not?
I remember your fine. I remember your fine though online. Was it we're Arsenal? And then when we lost, you're like, we're
no. We're Arsenal. Of course we're going to win the league. We're Arsenal.
But so
at the time I believed that we was going to win the league though. I believed it.
But on Saturday, who starts for Arsenal? Who's the midfield? Who's the attacking team?
All right, Welbeck, Sanchez, Ozil up front, right? Yeah. All right. in the midfield. I'm going with midfield. I'm gonna go Ramsey. I know he's been a bit. You know, I'm gonna go Ramsey.
I hope Xhaka takes his medication and doesn't go and get a red card, mate.
Xhaka. Don't know.
Well, Wenger might surprise us.
So defensively, you put Xhaka over Coquelin, over El Neni?
I'm going to go with Xhaka. You know what? Yeah. Xhaka scores goals. You know what? When he gets into those positions, and you know what? It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a very physical game. And so, you know what? With Costa and all that, and all them people there, they're all playing their little tricks and all that. Xhaka come in with the boot, man. Lift them up.
But don't you want...
That's what you got to do, man.
But don't you
got to fight fire with fire, man. You got to fight fire with fire.
But David,
I'm being serious, man. You got to use a physical game.
Well, that's our time. We're going to have to wrap up, guys. I'd like to thank Nike. I'd like to thank Heavy D. I'd like to thank Pascal. Join us again next week for another Pep Talk UK podcast. Can I get a boom?
Boom!
Cheers, guys.
Respect.